Hello everyone, this is my another project on which we are going to discuss and we will see how it works and what I have made. Firstly, we will go to the page and see how it is working and what are the features of the page and how it has been made. After that, we will come to the code and I'll explain you the functionality of the code stepwise. So let's move to the page. From here you can see this is the animation which I have added and we'll talk about this later. So now you can see over here this is a nav bar. Basically this is a portfolio project, so I'll show you the functionality of this project and then we'll discuss on the code how I made it, how I did it. So yeah, you can see over here there is a circle following my arrow, and when I move my arrow left to right, this circle actually or get distorted when I move my arrow from left to right or any other direction. So I'll show you the functionality in my code after this demonstration. In this section I have attached the image. You can see the image. There is a slide change. I'll explain you. I have added some functionality. This image will be shown only when you will hover in this section. Below that there is an about section. You can see there is nothing much like animation or something like that, but yeah, you can see over here there is a footer section, and you can also see I have added the smooth scrolling. I'll explain how I did it. So I think we should move to the code. This is the folder of that project, in which it contains the HTML file, CSS file, HTML file, CSS file and JavaScript file. You can see multiple functions over here. I have attached multiple CSS files. This is my CSS files. After that, this is the div which is responsible for that circle. I'll explain you later. For now, let's move to the next section. This is my main section in which all the sections of my page contains. So yeah, this is the hero section in which a nav bar contains. Okay, you can see over here this is the nav bar. After that there is a heading section in which a product, and I have made the designer. Yeah, you can see over here. And after that I have added hero footer section, you can see, which contains 3 links. You can see over here previously work at YML and ProtoPy, ambassador, etc. So this is the hero footer for the hero section. This is my another div section in which you can see I have made the multiple divs, LM divs. I have provided the class LM, okay, in which they contains some sort of text. You can see it over here. All the 3 divs contains the same things, not, but text are different, but yeah, you can see I have added the image tag over here as well. After that there is a about section, okay, in which there is an image of that person. And now we will move to the footer section. This is the footer section, and after that I have added the script. So let's move to the script section, in which I will show you how I added the animation to my website and how I made the smooth scrolling to the website. So yeah, you can see over here I have implemented the locomotive scroll, which you can see. A locomotive scroll is added for my main page, which you can see over here. This is my main div. For this div it contains whole page, okay. So for this div I have added the smooth scrolling. So my entire page will be smoothly scrolled by when I will scroll from top to bottom. So this function is responsible for the smooth scrolling, okay. Now we will move to the next function. As you can see, the first page animation, I have defined a TL, which is a timeline, on which I made the TL from nav bar. I selected the nav bar. Y defines the position of that particular nav bar from in y-axis. Opacity means how it will be visible to you when the page loads. Duration, it takes for the 2 seconds. This is the way in which the nav bar will come out. Okay, for my this section, you can see this for this particular section, animation for this particular section, you can see this proper code is responsible for that, in which I have selected that particular sort of text and I have provided the values for it. Y shows the position of that particular element. Duration shows that how long it will animate. Ease shows that which type of animation will occur. Stagger shows that how quickly it will animate after the nav bar animation, and delay shows that how much will be delay after animating the first one and the second one. So this delay is responsible for that particular animation. Okay, now if we move to the footer section, let me show you again. Watch this footer section clearly when I reload the page. Okay, this animated. After that, the footer section animated. Okay, it came from top to bottom. So this particular section is responsible for that. Now I have given value and selected the hero footer. I gave the value -10. That shows the position of that footer section in y-axis. Opacity I gave, which is 0. Duration I gave for 1.5 second. This is the type of animation, and delay I gave -1. So this was the function which was responsible for the my first page animation. When someone reload the page, or when initially someone visit the page will show up like that. Okay, now if you can see circle skew function, basically what it does, that when you see my arrow, there is a circle which is following my arrow, and when I move my arrow left to right, the circle is distorting. Okay, so this function is responsible for that behavior. You can see I declare the two variables. Okay, you can see value of x and y I have given initially as 1, and previous value I gave as 0, and then added the event listener on the window, on which that event listener is mouse move. So mouse move is added on my window. It will take a function that provide me the details. After that I got the actual value of x and y. Okay, now I will update the previous state from here. When my mouse move from one position to another position, so my initial position would be changed. So I'll update it here in my function, and then I'll call the function which I have made over here. I'll explain you after that. This function, I'll call this function with parameters of x and y scale. Okay, so what it does, this will transform my circle. You can see in this line I have added transformation code, as you can see over here. This will transform my mini circle. Okay, style of my mini circle. So this will scale at values what I have got over here. You can see. Okay, so this was the explanation for that mini circle. I hope you did understood, and I also provide you the link of my social media in the description of that video.